Welcome back to 90 Seconds Plus with the Invercargill City Mayor, Nobby Clark, and we're going to kick off with the museum. So it's been signed and sealed, apparently.
Two sets of good news. The museum contract's been signed,
Yep.
so regardless of the consultation we do, that might change some of the peripheral things.
Yep.
The main building is not being changed in design, and it's signed up the contract, and it's all go.
Yep.
So by December next, it will be finished. The building will be finished.
Just after you depart the building.
Correct. And so that's one contract.
Yep.
The other contract is a long overdue CCTV.
Yep.
So there will be some people really excited to see that. Some that won't be,
Yep.
but it's been signed up, and they tell me that within a week or so they'll be starting into doing the installations.
Yep.
So that's a really good thing. Not a cheap exercise,
Yep.
but it's something we need to have in our city. So
So,
but the museum's is the big good news.
yes, let's kick into that. So back to the museum.
Yep.
So what's going to be 70% digital or interactive?
Yep.
So tell us the basics. Yep.
I'll die in the ditch before that changes.
Yep.
I'm only one voice around the table, of course. But the bottom line is we gave a commitment that would still be 70% digital.
Yep.
That means when you go in there, you have a really strong digital optical experience. There'll be some fantastic stuff in there. I've already seen the initial design work.
Yep.
Really breathtaking. We don't worry about Te Papa or anybody else.
Yep.
They'll all people will want to come here and see what we've got. And we want that real wow factor, which is not on the outside of the building. I mean, the outside of the building looks nice, but it's really what's inside. It's got to be, and it will be futuristic. The foyer remains, because there was talk about taking that out and taking the walkers out. That's remaining, because the foyer is quite a big space as well, and it allows for functions to be held. You could do some really creative stuff in there. You could have performing arts and all kinds of stuff. So, a really exciting time. And I'm glad that we got that signed up, because there was a suggestion that while we consulted, we should not sign the contract. We should wait and see. But again, that just pushes about 2.5, 3 months delay. At the end of it, it's probably twice that much. So we don't want that. We gave us a really strong commitment to the community that we'd get it done by the end of this term. So it'll be very, very close. I mean, the term ends in October, and the build finishes in December.
I have to say, one of the staff options to try and save costs was it cut out the car park, or one of the car parks, save $2 million. I thought they were taking the piss, but apparently it was a legitimate or a serious offer.
Yeah, look,
suggestion.
There's a couple of things, dynamics in here. One is if we don't have a Green Star rating, it saves us about $1 million. Now, Green Star is a health.
It's all feel good.
Yeah, it is, and it's nice to have, but when things are tight, it would be the only building in the country that's got it, which would be nice for the environmentalists, but for me it's not a priority. The car park, well, it's not as though we're not going to have any car parks. We've got some anyway, but this was to really increase the capacity. So Green Star was about $1 million, car parking about $2.5 million. We could take it out and put it in later on, but for me that's just dancing around the real issue. Just let's do it once and do it right.
Exactly.
So although the preferred option is to take both out, my personal option, the one I'll probably advocate for, is to leave that in and just take the Green Star out. The environment that we're in is really difficult. I mean, in the past we've always been fairly reliant on getting some heritage and culture money out of government. That's just it's gone now. And a lot of our traditional sponsors are doing it tough. So while we're still out wanting to find the funding we're looking for is really for the experience that kicks in. There's about $11 million in there. But look, at the end of the day, I'll tell you now, we will have that built, and the experience will be 70% digital, and it'll be first class, and there'll be nothing in the country like it. So that's what you want.
Yeah, that's what we want. Another feather to our bow, everything from Transport World to Motorcycle Mecca through to the E-Haze experience. Then we're jumping fun. We've got the bowling now. The bowling alley is going to get jazzed up or replaced. New equipment after 40 years or whatever, which is really cool. So there's so many different things happening around our region.
I spoke to the tourism council yesterday. They've got their big AGM down here. And I think when I first started into politics, people were talking about increasing tourism, and I sat back and thought, if I was a tourist in New Zealand, would I want to come to Invercargill? What's here for me? And I struggled with that. So I've spent most of the last 5 years trying to encourage the likes of Richardson Group and their venture to put those places in. But we also need Destination Bluff, which is coming.
Yes.
I mean, we've got the cycling tracks on the hill, which will draw a wide range of international and national tourists.
Maritime Museum.
Yep, we need to refresh that up, probably onto the main street. The Ocean Beach Aquaculture Centre will be breathtaking. At the moment, we've got the 3 aquaculture growth areas of whitebait, paua and seaweed, but there will be a salmon farm there shortly.
So they're quite experienced with visitors.
A chalet, so you get to look around what aquaculture is all about, and it'll be stunning. Then you've got space ops, and then you've got people jumping off and going to Stewart Island, and hopefully we'll get some upgrade of the camping ground in there so they can accommodate more camper vans overnight, because that will draw people in that'll come and stay a couple of days and go away. At the moment, they tend to stay in Invercargill and get a bus down the bluff, so they go and come back. So there's still a bit of work to do on Destination Bluff, but it will be a draw card in its own right. And in an ideal world, the Oyster Festival would not be a one-day event. It would have its day in the middle, but we'd have other things around it that attract people to, you'd have a fun race up on the hill on the mountain bike tracks, and I don't know, maybe part of the fun is that you've got to race down in groups, age groups, and when you get to the bottom, you've got to drink a couple of spates and down half a dozen whitebait patties or something, and it could be a real fun thing on the following days, a little bit like the Burt Munro has those joint up events.
I've always sort of felt that the Bluff Oyster Fest, as you said, it's a one-day event. Long term, it needs to be turned into a weekend. But again, I think it's more an event with Bluff Oyster Festival as part of a bigger umbrella event that's promoting could be 5 or 6 different things happening, like as you said, something happening on Bluff Hill, and then so it all brings a good mixture of people.
When you go into the international market, the Oyster Festival, and it is Bluffs, it's not a city one, is world renowned. It really is. Even though sometimes you stand there and in a queue for 40 minutes waiting to get your oysters or whatever.
Part of the experience.
Yeah, it's a bit of a hard story. It's a little bit like camping out in the Burt Munro out Sandy Point when it's piddling with rain. It can be hard work too, but it's part of the experience. But I think it's still iconic, but we could put a wrap around to some other things. Totally. Look, Air New Zealand are up for more jet flights over a long weekend like that.
Imagine having visitors come instead of flying at the same day. They can fly on the Friday night. Have something on the Friday night. Get people in
Saturday, go out Tuesday or something. Like Burt Munro does. Come in Thursday, go out Monday. Good for accommodation. Good for selling the other parts of Destination Bluff.
The shops, the food, the eateries.
Look around the old freezing works. Go across the Stewart Island. Who knows? Do we get subsidised trips or something? I mean, I don't know. It could be take people on a fishing boat out to Dog Island or something. I mean, you've got to start thinking that there's got to be more into it than just the one event. So, that's all part of my vision for Bluff. I get a bit of a hard time from them sometimes, but I still have the vision that that's the crown and the jewel as far as tourism and Invercargill. The other ones are less iconic than that. So.
And CCTV, so we mentioned it before, but getting back to that, so it's ready to kick off shortly, is it? Next week, did you say?
Signed the contract last week, which is great news. Lee, our project manager, overseas on holidays for 3 or 4 weeks. He signed that before they went, so he emailed me saying it's all go. Initially, the provider installers come down. They've got some work to do in the initial week, but it will only be a week or 2 away before they actually start installing the cameras and then the hardware that goes with it. So we've had a lot of backwards and forwards over the CCTV, but I'm glad we got the position that we have. Yep, absolutely.
I spoke to her, it was assaulted some months ago, and she's got a business in town, so she's still concerned. She was asking just last week what's going on, so that's what was a good time to bring it up.
It's coming.
Yep.
I'll go and see her shortly and get a hot chocolate or something.
Yes.
But it is, it gives, and cameras are an odd sort of thing. Some would argue they don't deter crime. Others would say it makes you feel safer when you know you're being watched or other people are being watched. And if you're doing nothing wrong, there's nothing to fear.
That's right. At least it's there if something does go down. We've got footage to go back and just see what actually happened. So again, because you think there's been a few murders deaths over the years outside the Nightingale, the old Nightingale back in East Street some years ago, and another one somewhere else. So or assaults, I should say.
That doesn't deter those sorts of assaults. It just holds accountability. The bigger issue with those cameras is that people have got to stay safe, especially women who sometimes don't like a street environment if it's getting darker or colder. that they feel free, they can wander around, and that they know that somebody's watching them,
Yeah.
which is a safety issue.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we're not sitting watching them, but
No, at least.
but know that they're not unsafe. It's a perceptual thing,
Yeah.
but I think a very important one as well.
Totally.
Yep.
That's 90 Seconds Plus with Invercargill City Mayor, Nobby Clark. Till next week, see you later.